Before the video starts, I'd just like to say that according to YouTube statistics, about this many people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a sub if you so choose, as it helped me out and I'd appreciate it a lot. Anyways, enjoy. Hey guys, it's Phantom here, and welcome back to a brand new video, everyone, where in today's video I am going to be talking about my experience entering the world of Crocotopia for the first time ever. Now, yes, I do realize that this is not a very unique experience whatsoever, as almost all of the people who play Wiz on a consistent basis nowadays have probably reached Crocotopia by now, and chances are, if you're watching this video, you have as well. But I really wanted to make a video highlighting just how special this moment was for me as a kid, and how it opened up my mind to pretty much all of the possibilities just in terms of content that Wiz had to offer. Starting Crocotopia for me just was an absolute game changer, and it only furthered my undying love and passion for Wiz that showed no sign of stopping. So how did it happen exactly? How did little Phantom manage to find himself in the second world of this game, as bright-eyed and eager as he was when he first started playing it? Well, unsurprisingly, similar to how I got access to the first paid area of this game, I had to ask my mom to buy me crowns once again. Oh boy. Except this time it was actually a lot easier since I had already done it once before, so I definitely wasn't nearly as nervous, but I was still a bit nervous. But more importantly than that, I was just addicted to clicking imaginary cards in an online game. So you tell me which option's gonna triumph. So yeah, I did eventually end up getting the crowns, and of course I used the first few to unlock the spiral door that laid at the heart of Bartleby, which, by the way, I just have to mention, it's just such a cool concept for Bartleby to have the role of just actually holding all of the different worlds in the spiral together. Like, I've always just found that so cool, and child me absolutely loved that fact. So yeah, there's a little fun tidbit for you. But anyways, as I was saying, I paid my dues, unlocked the spiral door, and I was off to a completely different world. And I had literally no idea, or at least no idea what I was truly in for. Pretty sure I knew it was a different world, but didn't exactly know what that meant. Basically, my only clue, though, that I had during that time, that gave me at least a little bit of insight into what a different world looked like, came from that little Grizzleheim introductory quest that Baldur Goldpaws has for you when you enter Old Town for the very first time. The one where you travel briefly to Grizzleheim because you have to establish trade with all of the different merchants and all that stuff. Yeah, that was pretty much the only thing that I had to go off of. If I remember correctly, I suppose there was also this little page that KingsIsle had on the Wizard101 website, where it's sort of like an adventure trivia kind of thing, where it lists just random facts, I suppose, of different worlds. And one of those facts actually stated something like, "Did you know the Balance School lies somewhere underneath the Crocosphinx in Crocotopia?" or something similar to that. And I just want to say that just immediately got me hooked and super interested in this mysterious place called Crocotopia. It's funny because for the longest time as a kid, and this was even before I ever bought Cyclops Lane and Firecat Alley, I always wondered where the actual Balance School was. And, when I saw this little tidbit of information, I was like, okay, great. I totally want to go there, but what's Crocotopia and how do I get there? Because I've looked at the Wizard City map 10 times already, and I can't find it anywhere. So yeah, it made sense to me back then that the spiral itself is just a collection of a bunch of different worlds, and that Crocotopia is just one of them. Anywho, though, that brings me back to the main story at hand. So yeah, basically I open up the spiral door and there I am, right, in Crocotopia for just the very first time. OMG. And I was, of course, just chock full of excitement. I'm not really sure why, but for some reason, just seeing the different architecture and aesthetic of Crocotopia really worked to completely blow my mind and show me that I truly wasn't limited to the doldrums of Wizard City. I think I was so enthralled with what I was seeing that I spent like the first 20 minutes of my Croc journey just exploring the very first area, and I don't mean the Oasis, I mean literally the starting room that you spawn in when you travel through the spiral door to the world. God, it was actually insane how easily I could entertain myself as a kid. But anyways, after I finally got myself out of there, I was in fact in the Oasis, of course. Now, child me was definitely smart enough to realize that the Oasis was another commons type area in which I could explore to my heart's content. And you bet your ass I did just that. You thought I spent a lot of time in that little first room? Oh my god, you have no idea. You have no idea just how taken aback little Phantom was by the sheer aggressive beauty of the motherfucking Oasis. Yeah, that little pool of water just hit different back then, I gotta tell you. But honestly, my amazement was probably just because of the fact that I pretty much hadn't seen any different scenery up until that point. I guess I was just super used to the plain old buildings of Wizard City since I had been wandering the streets for about 2 years, so the effect was just so much greater, even though it didn't need to be, right? But either way, man, did I have a blast just simply exploring. I would go to literally all of the shops, even the secret shop, that you can only access through the obelisk teleporter in the Oasis. That takes like 2 hours or something to fully charge up before going back to zero, making it so that the portal is promptly closed, meaning you can't just teleport back to the shop unless you're willing to wait once more. So yeah, that part really sucked, Discovering the shop, though, for the first time was cool, though. I fucking love secret shops. And I also took the liberty of getting every single side quest that, I could just in the Oasis alone, as I was not used to having, that many quests to do. As I've stated before, I was confined to just Wizard City for quite a long time, so I tried to make the most out of Croc. Seriously, though, you have no idea how happy I was to see that gorgeous yellow exclamation point above those NPCs' heads, as, it meant that I could finally do more within the game. Like, yeah, I did have access to the side quests that were offered in Cyclops Lane and Firecat Alley, but it paled in comparison to what I had just gained access to, and in a completely different world as well. It was awesome. It's safe to say I was just absolutely ecstatic about the whole thing. I also remember being super excited about the fact that the quests actually gave more XP than the Wizard City ones as well, even though that was probably something I should have assumed would happen since I was in a higher level world, but, well, I didn't assume that, and little me was pleasantly surprised. As I said previously, going to Croc for the first time meant a lot to me back then, and it was pivotal for my continued success as a wizhead, as I had now realized that I could actually travel to all new worlds inside of the game, not just areas, but entire motherfucking worlds, man. And now that I knew there was more of them, well, it just made me want to play the game more, progress more, hone my skills, meet people. Like, going to this world just opened me up to so many new facets of the game, and my experience playing the game in general was simply heightened because of that. I realized there was just so much more that I needed to do, and that I was more than willing to do it. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, you could always leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it, and let me know down below in the comments your experience of entering Croc for the first time. as I'm sure it's at least a little bit different from mine. But yeah, that's pretty much it, everyone. I just want to say I'm a little bit sorry about my voice in this video, as I kind of have to talk a little bit quieter since it's like 3 a.m. right now. My parents are asleep, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. But anyways, y'all, I'll see you in the next video or stream, whichever it is. But for now, take care and peace out.